Hello and welcome to day 6 of this trading series. This series is reviewing for you all of the trades that were taken during Strategy Wars Season 7 that we had at the trading floor. And this is going over everything that I took during the month of November of 2024. So if you guys have been following along, you'll know that right now I'm showing you day 6 of that. So this will be showing you a trade that was taken on November 11th. So if you're looking for the markup in the testimonial section in our community, it'll be under the November 13th date that you're going to see here, but it's the 11/11 date that I'm talking about. So this markup here, I'll show you is actually, I'll show you first, like, don't worry about all this other stuff. It's just for me to be able to show you guys the date, the 11/11 date. This is the trade that we're talking about today. It's this $949.20 trade. So this was taken on a Monday, and I've talked about not loving Mondays before, but it is. So because it was one, a Monday. Two, if you've been following along with the series, you know I've been talking about this bullish momentum we've been having. It was bullish on all my trades, but I did talk about how, I knew that it was probably getting close to dying off, and I had sensed that it was coming. For the last two videos prior to this one, day 4 and day 5, I talked about how I was being a little more cautious with my trades because I knew that the momentum potentially was going to shift soon. And sure enough, on Monday, on this day of 11/11, it did shift. So I will walk you through what I saw here and why it is that I decided to change my direction and my bias to a bearish one. I am on NASDAQ 100 and I am on 1 minute time frame. So what I saw here was that there was some momentum dying off here. The consolidation areas were getting much longer and drawn out. If you want to see a better view of what that looks like, check out the video that I posted yesterday, or day 5's video, and you'll be able to see that in a more zoomed out version. But basically, momentum was dying. The market was just kind of going in a horizontal direction, and it peaked around this area here. And then what I started seeing was a shift in market structure being formed, and then a breakout of a zone that I had already had marked. And so that's what you're seeing here. You're seeing this step-like pattern being created and new lower lows being created. There are no new highs being created. So this is all kind of like leading up to a story of like momentum's fading off, potentially going to do a nice retracement of that strong bullish move we've been seeing for the past few days. So this is a nice little bearish move that we're getting here. We see that we have the step-like pattern that is creating a bearish market structure. It breaks through my zone that has already been marked. You guys can see that in previous videos. None of this is like changed. These zones have been here. And this zone, it breaks into it. It breaks back through it. So it breaks into it, tests it, comes back down lower, and then comes here to the mid-level to test it, and then breaks through it. This is all good signs of showing continued market structure being created towards the bearish side. So when that breakout happens here, that was kind of my initial like, okay, we're going to be selling now. That also paired with my most recent, which is back here, wave rider signal that was bearish. So, and there were no other ones in between to say otherwise. So that still counts as a confluence to the bearish side. My breakout through this price action area that is bearish, it all kind of led me to believe like this is what's happening now. We're going to finally retrace. So I did get into a sell here. But with that being said, it was a Monday. I've already talked about don't like Mondays. They can be very volatile and a little ugh. So I did keep a pretty heavy stop loss here. And it only went for a 1R because I knew I was going against the trend. So in case the market wanted to do something crazy, and throw some crazy wicks or something, I kept a heavy stop loss at the top here. And then I also only targeted a 1R. My take profit was using a zone to the left, but I didn't push it. I could have obviously in hindsight gone a lot heavier with my take profit, but I didn't do that here. And I wouldn't have any time that I'm going against trend like that, because in real life time, you have no idea how far the market's going to go. You can only guess it. And when you're going against trend, it's really not safe to like go for these massive R's if you're not 100% sure that the trend has actually shifted yet. So I was playing it safer here. and just waiting to see it out. Because remember, this is 1 minute time frame. Like this is literally the very start of this like overall trend that's changing now, and this is super early on in it. So because of that, I definitely was only going to risk like the 1R. And so that was my thinking there. And that's how this trade played out. There's really not much more to it than that. And if you were looking to trail this, you could have definitely safely trailed behind and then just using your structures. But same way I kind of showed you guys when it came to the bullish structure in previous videos, like how there would be a breakout and then a consolidation. So you'd have a break here, a pullback into some consolidation, and then another break. And then another pullback into some consolidation. And then, you'd see like another break go even lower. So making that market structure on a larger level and then looking for those entry points. You could definitely have done that and then just used your stop loss to trail along just above where each of these areas are like coming back to test. And then once they break again, you can move your stop loss safely just like above those areas. And you would just keep kind of trailing along like that. I don't do that usually. Honestly, I'm usually like an in and out type of person. I like to just get my money and secure it. I like to meet my little goals for the month. I kind of have a routine now that I'm in. So I tend to keep it more simple with just like like set risk to reward type of scenario. And once it gets hit, like I'm good for the day. But if you are looking to trail, and occasionally I do like to get kind of crazy and start doing some big trails and stuff like that. I mean, it's always fun when they work out. So if you are somebody who's into that and you like that style, that's how I would handle this. But I personally just didn't do that, nor would I probably have done it this early on in this trend reversal because it was so early on. And I truly probably would have just been happy to get my 1R, and I was. I am happy that I got my 1R there. So, yeah, like you guys can see, it's good. I'm fine. This is, day 6 for me on this account, and I'm definitely up a little slightly above as far as profits go than my, like, 1R that I shoot for, that, like, 1 to 2R that I would shoot for on a daily basis. So, I'm definitely on track as far as my profits go so far for this account. So there was no need to try and like maximize that trade anymore. So that's it for this one. This is a pretty clean cut trade as well, but it is flipped now. So that's showing you guys a little bit of how you could look at doing a breakout trade when you're looking at momentum dying off, or a quick reversal, or like a retracement type of trading that you can get into. I do that as well when I work with breakout trading. It doesn't always have to be with the stronger overall trends direction. You can still trade, with the retracements of them. But my recommendation there is just be careful with those rewards. Try not to shoot for the moon with them. Just be realistic with them. Know that you are counter trend trading, and just make sure that you're getting in and getting out, and that you are securing your profits if you are going to try and hold, securing them pretty quickly. So that way, if the market does continue back in the direction of the stronger overall trend, that you are safe. All right, that is it for this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow for day 7.